explain. If I click this, you should see, go to the next slide. And let me go back. Okay, let me know if you saw that slide change. I just want to make sure the screen's working. Because again, we got people still jumping onto the call right now. You can hear my voice, A-OK. Please let me know if you can see my screen, see my little mouse moving. Let me know, drop me a yes. Okay, we got a yep. Thanks, Eric. Appreciate the support and feedback, my brother. Brother from another mother. Man, I'm seeing a lot of names I recognize. Randall, welcome to the webinar. So look, let's do a quick roll call. Let me know where you're from, where you're at right now. Just if you can't, drop it in the chat box, and let me know your name, obviously, and let me know where you're from or where you're located, either or. Because we're all from different places, but located at different times. Located at different places at different times. Awesome. Okay, so we got Steve. Steve is calling from the UK. What up, Steve? Welcome, man. Welcome from across the waters, my man. We got my boy Eric Lovelace, the Las Vegas Ninja, in the building. He's from Vegas. Better believe that. I actually met him in person, man. He's an awesome guy. He's one of my buddies, man. It's great to meet you. And actually was one of my clients who I work with. Gave him some information. He took advantage of it and got results with it, which is excellent. So, I'm excited for you, bro. I'm excited for everybody that's here. We got Stephanie. Stephanie's calling from Brazil. Oh man, what up, Stephanie? Welcome. I'm in South America. I'm not too far from you, but hey, it's all good. Okay, we got more people on the call, jumping onto the call. If you're just jumping on right now, let me know where you're from. Just type it into the chat box where you're from, so I can give you a quick little shout out. Obviously, type your name with that too. Awesome. We got Brett. Brett is calling from Michigan. Nice. Grand Rapids, Michigan. Well, hey, Brett, welcome to the call, man. Welcome to the call. We got Aussie. My man Aussie is calling from Russia. Nice. Welcome. Welcome to the call, man. Welcome to the call. We got Sarah. Sarah's calling in from Brisbane. That is in Australia. Welcome to the call, Sarah. We got Mike. Mike's calling in from Slovakia. I think Slovakia. Could be saying that right? Could be saying that wrong? Welcome to the call, Mike. Welcome. Man, we got a lot of people jumping onto the call list. I'm really excited because there's going to be a lot of powerful information being shared. And we're going to get this call started in 1 minute, okay? We still have people jumping onto the call. I understand that you may have been stuffing your face for Thanksgiving. That's cool. That's awesome. As you should, right? But we still got people jumping onto the call. We're going to be starting in just a few moments here. So I'm going to take a sip of my One Valdez coffee because this is really good. All righty. Okay, excellent. So let's get this thing started, all right? And one more time, if you are here on the call, again, just if you can see my screen, you can hear my voice, A-OK, type it into the chat box because we're gonna get this bad boy rocking and rolling right now. Okay, right freaking now. So this is the how to instantly attract 5 new high ticket sales per week without you having any experience or massive authority in your online marketing business. Now, the reason I'm doing this webinar and the reason why we're here right now is because I believe in helping people expand their minds and showing them that there's a better way to do things. And if you've been marketing online for any amount of time, then maybe you're not where you want to be in your business right now, right? Maybe there are some things you want to learn and maybe you want to go to another level. Well, I believe in inspiring and helping entrepreneurs create what they are inspired to create. And if you're inspired to create more money, listen, that's why we're here. If you're inspired to travel the world and go to different countries, that's why we're here. If you're inspired to create a better lifestyle for your family and your kids, that's why we're here, okay? And I wanted to start with that because I believe it's important to know why we do things. And that's why I do what I do, okay? So just moving this thing forward. So my goal today by the end of this webinar, ladies and gentlemen, my goal is to help you understand fundamentally, like from A to Z, why and how to sell high ticket offers and services, okay? Because this is something that once you implement it into your business, it's something that can change your business for the rest of it. Something for me that was able to provide freedom and create immediate change in my life within a short amount of time. And so my goal by the end of this is to make sure that you know exactly how to sell high ticket offers and services, okay? Now, if you are watching this webinar, which I'm gonna look, yes, you I'm talking to you. Look, get off Facebook. Hey, yeah, get off your phone. Put it down. Yes, put it down. Close Facebook. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Yeah. Close Facebook. Okay. Pay attention. You got it. Do you have a pen and paper? No? Well, look, go get a pen and paper. Okay, look, take notes right there. All right. Take notes on this webinar because this is going to be some very important information. If you're looking to create freedom, man, if you're looking to take it to the next level, make sure that you're taking notes and close out all distractions. Okay. I need your undivided attention for the next 60 to 90 minutes. It's going to be a very powerful webinar. Okay. So that's my goal. I wanted to make that clear that you are paying attention. Okay. Because we live in an age of ADD where everybody's like, oh, Facebook, Twitter, email, phone, da, da, da. Kids coming in. Shut out all distractions. So moving forward. Now, if you stay to the very end of this webinar, okay, if you stay to the very end of this webinar and you actually decide to get started working with me, I'm going to offer you a free 1 hour consultation where I literally step into your business and I say, okay, look, you do this, do that, blah, 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 blah. Okay. It's going to be a free 1 hour consultation. And then I'll give you an additional follow-up over the next 2 weeks where in 2 weeks later, I'll give you another 1 hour follow-up. Okay. You're going to get another 1 hour follow-up to make sure that you're on track, you're hitting your goals, and you're getting to where you want to get to. And if you stay to the very end of this webinar, I'm also going to show you how I'm living right now in Medellin, Colombia. Okay, I'm going to show you the apartment I'm staying in. It's a nice 2-bedroom apartment in one of the most exquisite places in all of Medellin, Colombia. But not only that, okay, not only that, it is also the Beverly Hills of Medellin, Colombia. Now, I don't say that to boast or brag, but I say that because this is what high ticket sales and high ticket offers have been able to do for me. Provide freedom so that way I can travel to other countries and just live wonderfully. Okay. So if you stay to the very end of this webinar, I'm going to show you exactly how I'm living right now as we speak. All right. That sound cool? Let me know. Type yes into the chat box if that sounds like something you want to stick around and hang out with me for about an hour and a half for. Let me know how does that sound to you. Let me know. Type yes into the chat box if that sounds like something that is good to you. If you stay to the very end of this webinar, I show you around my my nice 2-bedroom condo here in Medellin, Colombia, and also you get 2 free 1 hour sessions with me. One, right away, and then one after a good 2 weeks to follow up and see how you're doing with your business. Let me know if that sounds good. Okay, we got yes. Randall says yes. Eric says for sure. Stephanie says yes. Steve says sounds great. Martha says that sounds awesome. Ozera says yes. Okay, great. Mark says I'm excited. I want to stay to the end. Mike says let's do it. Awesome. Carly says yes. Okay, good. Listen, I'm happy that you guys are excited about that, and I hope this makes sense to you because this is going to be a great webinar. All right. I'm telling you, you're really going to learn a lot, and I'm going to interject a lot of personal stories into this. So what makes this webinar different from every other webinar that you've been on? Because let's be real, we get bombarded with information, emails all the time, right? We see all this stuff every single day. It's not going to stop. We're going to get bombarded with information. But what makes the information I'm going to be sharing with you different? Well, I'll tell you. What makes this different is who I am. First off, I'm Michael Baptiste, okay? And I'm nobody special. I'll be honest with you. But some people call me the high ticket beast, okay? Because I've been able to, just out of thin air, create deals to the tune of $100,000, okay? Now, being able to close clients at that level without having any experience and then learning the system, putting it into place, well, people just automatically started calling me a beast at high ticket sales. So what makes this different is that not only do I have experience, but I know how to do it in a way that is just monstrous, okay? And I've helped my clients produce over 6 figures. I have. One of my clients, I actually help my clients directly, okay? Directly through my contacts and my network and also through the presentations that I put together for my clients. I've helped my clients attract over $350,000 of investment capital, okay? And this is just one client. This is one client, not to mention other clients that I've helped, get to 6 figures in their online marketing business, okay? I've helped several of my clients create 6-figure incomes in just a matter of weeks, okay? Once they learn the system that you're going to be learning tonight. Okay, so who's excited about that? Who's excited? Let me know. Type yes into the chat box if this is something that you're excited for. And I see we got 100% attendance. Wow, nice. So if you're excited to learn some of these secrets, just type yes into the chat box. Let me know that this is making sense. Okay, we got yes coming in. We got hell yeah. We got oh yeah. Let's do it. Yes. All right, good stuff. I love it. I love the feedback. So What also makes this different is the fact that I've been mentored by some of the best to ever, some of the best to ever do this business and do this internet marketing thing, okay? And those include Eric Louvier, who's a $1 million marketer, known as the Millionaire Mentor, Gary Halbert, Frank Kern, okay? Frank Kern is one of my mentors, for countless other people as well. Russell Brunson, okay? Russell Brunson is a big guy who had a lot of influence over me. Jeff Walker, okay? Dan Kennedy, and again, these are some of the biggest names, and I've been mentored by these guys. And me myself, I personally made over 6 figures from high ticket clients, okay? And the beauty is that dealing with high ticket clients, so I'm gonna tell you a quick little story. There's a woman, she was one of my clients. She was an award-winning songwriter, okay? She won awards from the Olympics. Yes, the Olympics, like the four rings. Like, yeah, she won awards from the Olympics for her song. She made music, and athletes listened to it, and they won. Her name is Sylvia Osner Siegel. I probably shouldn't mention her name, but you may have heard of her, you may not. Anyway, she became one of my high ticket clients, looking to create a deal, a licensing deal with a really big bank. Okay, and she was looking to go after this deal for about $250,000. Okay, now, regardless of what happened with her and one of the deals that we set up, she freaking gave me, for actually doing some business with her, she gave me a new wardrobe. Like, she literally had freaking jackets made by size, and she gave them to me, like suit jackets. I mean, obviously you can see in this picture I'm wearing a t-shirt because I'm a really laid back guy. I like to just be me and kind of screw what society thinks, but that's me. But she just gave me a bunch of suit jackets that fit, and I was like, oh my god, this is crazy. And that's one of the beautiful things, man, about working with high ticket clients is that they give you stuff. I got another business partner. They like gave me like a bottle of wine, and I was like, oh, it's nice, expensive bottle of wine. And it's just beautiful, man, because when you work with higher quality people, you quickly realize that there are so many more rewards working with people at that level versus a smaller level. So what makes this different is that I'm going to open your mind up. Not only am I going to show you how to sell high ticket offers, but I'm going to open your mind up to a new world of possibilities. Okay. So something else that's really cool, thanks to high ticket offers, man, I've been able to travel the world. Not just the United States of America. I've been all around the East Coast. I've been to Vegas, which is West Coast, is where my boy Eric we met at. But I've also traveled. I've been living in Colombia for the last 5 weeks. I lived in China for about 4 months, which is amazing. I traveled through China and had a great time. Here I am to the bottom right. I do some really exciting things in my life. I don't just market, but I've been skydiving multiple times. I've rappelled down waterfalls. I've done paragliding. I've done some really cool stuff. I've done horseback riding. I mean, I've broken an arrow with my neck one time, which is pretty wild. Next world, but I've been able to do these cool things, man, and create freedom in my life simply because I figured out the system where I can sell something for a high price point, and that high price point then covers my lifestyle. Oh, not to mention, I know how to dance salsa and bachata. So if we got any ladies on the call right now, you know how to dance salsa, ladies, hit me up whenever you're in town, and we will go out for some salsa dancing. So anyway, make sure that you're paying attention. Hey, get off Facebook. Get off Facebook right now. Get off Facebook. Okay. So this is my lifestyle, man, and it's all thanks to high ticket offers. Okay. So look, let me tell you, I've done a lot of things right. Okay. I've closed clients at big levels that I didn't expect to close. One of my first biggest sales came. It was a $50,000 sale, and it was for an Infinity truck. It was like a new year, 2012 at the time, or 2011, something like that. A brand new Infinity truck. I sold it. Excuse me, with online marketing, and it was great. I've had clients where my first day of selling high ticket, I made freaking close to $2,000 my first day, not even knowing what I was doing, and I did that right. And I've done other things like launch information products, and I've done, as much as $12,000 in the span of 3 days. I've done some really cool things right. But look, despite what I've done right, every master was once a disaster, and I don't consider myself a master yet, but I've done a lot of things wrong. Okay, I've built email lists to the thousands of people. I mean, I literally have built one email list to the tune of, I think, like 130,000 people, but I spammed them over and over and over, and had one of my accounts shut down and stopped making money. Lost a stream of income. I've stopped emailing my list for months in general. I've had people, I've talked to like 15 people in a row over the phone about getting them into my high ticket program. 15 people in a row and didn't make a single dollar, didn't make a single dime. Okay, I failed a lot. I've launched products that have made like 5 sales. Look, I've failed a lot. Okay, I've done a lot of things wrong, and my goal today is to help you avoid those wrong things that I did. Okay, because if I see it as if you can avoid the wrong things that I've done and have a faster route to success, it makes it better for you. And with what I've done wrong, just avoid it, okay? And I'm not gonna sit here and tell you my entire life story about what I've done wrong. Like things like being an entrepreneur on the wrong side of the road. If you can read between the lines, you know, it's just I want you to avoid those things. And I'm here to save you time. I'm here to save you years, okay? I've been at this for 5+ years, and I want to save you that time, okay? So after doing this for 5+ years, online marketing, selling products online, and actually, real quick, I'll just tell you my story of how I got started. Um, and who's okay with that? Is it okay if I just kind of briefly breeze through my story? I'm not going to spend a lot of time here because I know your time is valuable, my time is valuable. Let me know. Is it okay if I just kind of breeze through my story so that way you know a little bit more about who I am and not some of my accomplishments? Let me know. Is that okay with you? Type yes into the chat box if that's fine. If I just quickly breeze through my story. Okay. Yes. Totally. Yes, yes, please. I want to hear. Yes, tell me about you. Yep. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, cool. So just to kind of really quickly go through my story and tell you a little bit more about who I am and how I got started. I was a college student and I needed a way to make money, right? And I also was suffering a real bad drug addiction. One night I'm partying at my friend's house. We're all doing drugs, and I said to myself, man, this doesn't feel right. It just feels like I'm killing myself. I don't feel like I'm going anywhere. So I tapped out. I said, yo, bro, I'm done partying. Hey, if you're not paying attention, get off Facebook, close your email, pay attention. Right? So I'm like, I'm done, bro. I'm done. And that was the point I made a decision that I wouldn't do drugs anymore. At that same moment, it was like 3, 4 in the morning at a Halloween party. I sit down on the couch, turn on the TV, infomercial comes on. Infomercials by this guy named Anthony Morrison talking about how he made millions of dollars on the internet. I was like, what? Millions? Internet? What? I immediately invested in this guy. I bought his book for $50, right? And the book came in the mail the next week. I didn't even have a laptop, but I took action on the information in the book. I took action. I made $20 in my first 10 minutes. $20 in my first 10 minutes. I didn't even have a laptop. I used the laptop in the freaking computer room of the school. I jumped up. Yo, I started running around. No lie. I'm serious. I jumped up. I started running the laptop. I'm like, oh, wow, my God, this is real. The next week, they sent me a check in the mail. I cashed the check. I put gas in my tank. And I was like, wow, this is real. This is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. And ever since then, it's been a journey where I bounce around a lot. And where I really found success was when I found a guy named Eric Louvier, is one of my mentors, $1 million mentor. I invested with a guy. He had a very expensive program. He had a $5,000 program, but I found a way to get the money. I had a lot of expensive clothing items at the time. I sold them on eBay. I borrowed money from my friends, and I invested in this program. And after a year of working with him, okay, I was able to accumulate a total of over $107,000. Now, not all of that was cash money. Okay, some of it was actually from one of my high. Actually, no, the majority of it. Okay, the six figures was actually from one of my high ticket clients, just taking equity and stock in their company. Okay, and in that process, I've learned that selling high ticket offers and programs and services is much easier than you think. Okay, it's much easier than you think. And just a couple more things. Okay, and that's my story. I just breeze through it because I want to get to the content. We got people like Mike. I want to know. Please tell me high ticket. Please tell me. Okay, that's the one thing you want to know, and I get that. So look, after doing this for like 5+ years, this is something about you. Okay, you have money hiding right now in your business. And you may think to yourself, "What? I have money hiding in my business? What do you mean?" One of the things that I did for a high ticket business model. Excuse me, I'm taking a sip of coffee here. Colombian coffee. So one of the things that I did for like a high ticket business model, I would actually go to businesses, right? And I would broker deals, say, hey, look, you guys have an email list, you guys have a following, you guys have customers, audience, right? You guys aren't using them right. Once they buy a product once, then what do you do, right? So I would take their customer databases, I would take their email list, right? And what I would do, I would go find a product on ClickBank, well, which is an affiliate network for those of you guys who don't know. Or I would create my own product and I would merge the two. Okay, I would create an email swipe that would get sent out to that business's database of customers. In that email swipe, email swipe is just an email written up, okay? In that email that I wrote up for them, it would include an affiliate link from ClickBank or some other affiliate network, right? And they would send it out to their database. And when they send it out to their database, because it was targeted, they already had the customers, they would make a massive amount of sales. And this is something I learned from one of my mentors, okay? And that's one way that you may have money hiding in your business. If you've got an email list, you got money hiding in your business. If you have a database of customers or leads, you got money hiding in your business. If you got a following on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, you have money hiding in your business right now. So let me know who here has an email list or a social media following, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Who here has any of those things? Let me know. We got a bunch of people here on this webinar right now. Type yes into the, actually type one if you have some type of following, email list, database, social media groups, whatever. And type two if you don't have any of those things. Type one if you do have, type two if you don't. Okay, Sarah says yes, have an email list. Okay, Jose says two, Eric says one, all of the above. Steve says one, Jared says one, Grant says one, Emily says one. Okay, good. We got a couple, we got twos and ones popping all in. We got two, okay. Okay, excellent, excellent. We got twos, ones. Okay, so it's a good mix between ones and twos. But look, here's the reality. Whether you have it or not, you got money hiding in your business right now, okay? And I've been able to identify this for many, many clients and show them exactly how to find that money that's hiding in the business. And this is something else I learned after 5+ years. You can instantly create more freedom with just a few simple tools. A lot of people think it's complicated. Oh, I need a website. Oh, I need WordPress. No, 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 no. You just need a few tools. Implement the tools in a specific way, following the right type of system, and you create more freedom, okay? And look, you can sell high ticket offers without feeling like a used salesman. Because a lot of people, when they sell on the internet, let's face it, they feel like they're selling something and they're tricking somebody. But that doesn't have to be the case, okay? The way that you do high ticket offers when you got the right system in place makes it so much easier to sell. It makes you feel good about what you're selling to people. And you can plug this into any business model or niche, okay? I literally have clients that use this business model in the pickup artist niche, the solo ad niche, and I got a prospective client who's going to be using this in the guitar niche. Like, go figure, right? The music niche. So let's get deep into this, okay? So look, I discovered this the hard way. The system I'm getting ready to show you right now, I discovered this the hard way, meaning that it took me years of implementation. It took me tens of thousands of dollars of investments, right, to different mentors from all across the world to discover this information. Look, it took me a lot. Okay, make sure you're paying attention. Make sure you're paying attention. It took me a lot to discover this, but the reality is that look, you get the cheat and get the easy way. Who here wants the easy way? Type one into the chat box if you want the easy way. Type two if you rather do what I did and take the hard route. Let me know. Type one into the chat box if you want the easy way. Type two into the chat box if you would prefer the hard way. Okay, cool. We got ones coming in, ones coming in. Yes. Okay, we got twos. Okay, some people want the hard way. That's fine. Cool, cool, cool. One, 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 one. Good. Excellent stuff. So let's move forward into this. So look, this is the hard way. Okay, this is the hard way. So I used to call people and I made things up as I talked to them. Right, I jump on the phone with like a prospective client or like a business, right, that I'm looking to close for like a 4 or 5 figure deal, and I would just make stuff up. Like, hey, is Bob in today? Hey, Bob, I wanted to see if you guys really wanted to buy something, and that was the hard way. Like, I had to deal with a lot of people just hanging up in my face. I had to deal with people just rejecting me. I had to deal with people not answering my calls when I called back. I had to deal with that stuff. Okay, and the hard thing was I didn't have an offer for them to buy, which wasted so much more time and money. Like, I'm looking back right now and I'm like, oh, are you serious, bro? Because I didn't have the system. I was just kind of throwing things on the wall and seeing what stuck. This is true. This is true. And I even tried to copy other people. Okay, I tried to copy others without having my own system in place. And I failed. Okay, I failed miserably. to make sales for months. It was bad. It was really bad. And this is a hard way. And if you want to take the hard route, like I did, and waste months and even years of your life, be my guest. Okay. I'd rather pay money to save time than save time to make more money. If that makes sense. Okay, let me rephrase that to make sure it makes sense. I would rather pay to save time than waste time to try to save money. Okay? Because look, time is limited. You can get more money. Money's printed every single day at the mill. Okay? You can get more money, but you can't get more time. And I wasted time, and looking back on it, this is something that I want to help save you from doing. Okay? So look, do you want the easy way? That does not require you to have years of experience and waste many months of your time like I did. Let me know. Type yes into the chat box if you would prefer the easy way and you prefer to save your time. Let me know. Type yes into the chat box. Save time. Yes. 111. Please. Yes. 1. Yes. Okay, that's very smart. Not easy way, but save time. Absolutely. Okay, good stuff. So here it is. In the past 30 days, okay, we produced over 5 figures in high ticket sales. And I didn't use anything more than a simple script and a sales funnel. That's it. A simple script and a sales funnel. And I'm going to teach you that funnel and talk about that script right here in this webinar, okay? So now I do want to let you know before we move into this juicy part of the content, these results are not typical, okay? I will walk you through the exact system that we're using to earn huge sales numbers right now as we speak. And again, our results are not typical, and the average person who attends this webinar will not get any results at all. Just being honest. I'm very happy to show you my system for free, but this is not multi-level marketing. This is not for get-rich-quick people. And this is not for work from home people or amateurs. So if that's you, if you fall into one of those categories, let's see. We got some people saying they're losing audio. Let me know. Just type yes to the chat box if you can hear me a-okay. But just want to continue forward. This is not for work home people, okay, or amateurs or anybody of that sort. Okay, good. We got people saying they can hear me a-okay. Good. All right, welcome from Aruba. We got people calling from Aruba. Okay, so moving forward. The 3 secrets. I'm going to give you 3 secrets tonight, okay? And this is all about helping you create more high-ticket sales, create more freedom by just selling high-ticket offers and services. These are the 3 secrets that I've learned in my 5+ years of experience in this industry, okay? Secret number 1, I can make way more money selling high-ticket offers in one day than I can selling low-ticket offers in 1 month. And I'm going to give you a perfect example of that. Secret number 2, I don't have to be a sales master because I leverage tools and scripts that do the heavy selling for me. And secret number 3, are you ready for this? Can I get a drum roll? Secret number 3, look, I only need a small amount of traffic to make sales. I don't need 1,000 clicks or 1,000,000 clicks. I don't need that much. I just need a small amount of clicks every single day in order to make sales in my business. All right? Those are the 3 secrets. And I know it sounds like, what? That's it? Okay, it does sound simple. But look, life is simple. Inhale, exhale, and you keep living. Drink water, eat food, you keep living, right? Life is simple. Keep it simple, baby. Keep things simple, stupid. I'm going to take a sip of this coffee, man, because I'm just on edge right now. I'm loving it. Okay, so look, let's dive deep into these secrets, man. Because I got a lot of people right now, they're saying, oh, please get into the secrets. Please tell me secrets. Please tell me secrets, okay? So, secret number 1, I can make way more money selling high-ticket offers in one day than I can selling low-ticket offers in 1 month. Now, the significance of this is just, it's just unparalleled, right? Think about it. If you got a product and you're selling it for a low price point, like $8 or $10 or $7, how many of those do you really need to sell in order to be free? Like in order to have like a full-time income? How many do you need to sell? Well, let me give you an example from one of the products that I was selling and that we were actually selling in our business, okay? So That's how it worked. This is secret number one. We had a $7 product, selling for $7. We launched it. Of course, we did over 1,000 sales in like the first couple of days. But in order to sustain that, we had to send a lot of clicks. We had to pay a lot of money, right? We were investing a lot of money just to create an income that I could live off of, right? So $5,000 a month, right? $5,000 per month. In order to get to $5,000 per month with a $7 to $17 product, let's just do the math here. We would sell 416 products a month, right? That's a lot. I mean, yeah, we came out the gate and did over about 1,200 sales, which is nice. But in order to sustain that type of income, we had to continue selling a lot of products. And 416 products, that's a lot. You got to get convinced 416 people, well, not even convinced, but sell 416 people to buy your product. That's work. And at 6% conversions, which is what we converted on our product, that means that we had to get every single month 6,933 clicks. I don't know about you, but that's a lot of clicks. Like that's a lot of people you had to put in front of this product in order to sustain a type of income. So for me personally, I don't like to just be out there buying thousands and thousands of clicks unless I have something that's going to maximize my income. And $7 to $17 is not going to allow me to travel the world and live the life of my dreams. It's not. It's not for you either. And that's why I'm telling you this, okay? So this is a problem that you want to avoid. Now, let me give you a secret. Let me show you how this works. So let's say that you got a product that you're selling for $5,000. And I want to know, type yes into the chat box if you have a product that you're selling for over $1,000, $5,000, $2,000, $1,000. Let me know if you've got a product you're selling for anywhere in that price range. Type 1 for yes, type 2 for no. 1 for yes, 2 for no. Okay, 2, not yet. We'll do soon. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1. Okay, we got a 1. Okay, somebody's selling hot ticket products. Very nice. 2, 2, 2, 2. 2. Okay. Hey, nothing wrong with the A. I appreciate the honesty. And that's exactly why we're here. Excuse me. So look, let's say you got a $5,000 product, right? And you want to make $25,000 per month, right? $25,000 a month. Well, let's do the math on that. Let's say you need to sell 5 products, just 5, not 400, only 5. And with 5 products being sold, okay, that's $25,000 a month. So let's say your product converts at 1%, right? Meaning that out of every 100 people that see your product, 1 person buys. That means you need to send 500 clicks per month. Again, 500 clicks per month in order to make $25,000 a month. Let me know. Type it into the chat box. Type yes into the chat box if this is making sense. If you see how this works, I mean, does this make sense to you? Is this something that would create freedom for you? Let me know. Type yes into the chat box. I like those numbers way better. Of course. Hell yeah. Yes. Tell me how to do it. I want to get that. Yes. That's my goal. Yes. Yes. Okay, good. 1, 1, 1. Good. Good. Excellent stuff, man. Excellent stuff. So yes is a fight. Oh my God. People are really excited about that. I love it. Hey, get off Facebook. We got covered. Look, attendance view is not 100%. Get off Facebook. Get out, close your email. Put your phone on silent. Pay attention. Take notes. Okay. So this is the first secret I discovered. And look, when I discovered this, things really changed for me, man. Like I told you, one of my clients paid me $100,000. So this is what happened. I'll tell you this story real quick. It also created a paradigm shift for me. So I put together a seminar teaching how I was making money online as a college kid. I mean, I had my $1,000 days. I'd done well, but it wasn't consistent, right? So I put together a seminar teaching what I was doing. Well, long story short, after that seminar, the owner of a beverage company, which we're getting ready to release in December and sell to the world in January and turn into a freaking multi-million-dollar company, he came up to me. He was like, look, man, I really like your style. I like what you're about. Let's talk business. Started talking. We did some negotiations. And I had no clue that he was already at the level of high ticket. But he was there and he brought me to that level. So he said, look, how about this? I like you and I like the numbers you're talking about, but we're willing to offer you $50,000 to be our internet marketing consultant. Here I am. A 24-year-old college student. I was a little old for college, I know. But 24-year-old college student just got offered a $50,000 equity stake in an upcoming beverage company. Now the guy was a millionaire. He made his millions and switched over to another industry. I was blown away, and I took it. That one client changed my entire life. Funny story was that he called me the next day and offered me another $25,000, making me $75,000 in less than 48 hours. Now, again, this was not cash money, but this was equity in his company. 2 months, about a month and a half, close to 2 months later, as I'm getting ready to fly to Beijing, China, which I lived there for about 4 months, which is amazing. He calls me again. He says, "Look, man, we really like you, and we decided that we want to give you another $25,000." Bringing it to $100,000. Meaning in less than 2 months, I made over. Well, actually, yeah. I had other clients as well for copywriting, video marketing services. I had over $100,000 that I'd made from just high ticket clients alone. So who here is excited to start selling high ticket offers and services? Type 1 into the chat box if you're excited to learn more, okay, as we continue on this webinar and how to sell your own high ticket offers and services. And type 2 if you're not really excited, you're just kind of here, like, oh man. Type 1 into the chat box. We got the ones flying in, ones are just popping in. Hell yes. We got yes, yes, yes. Jay says yes. Eric says yes. It says me. 111. Good. Sarah says 1. Good. Excuse me. Cool stuff. So look, here's high ticket secret number 2. I don't have to be a sales master because I leverage tools and scripts that do the heavy lifting for me. Now, what tools, what scripts, you want to know what they are, right? I get it. Of course. Now, I'll tell you a few. This actually won't be on the webinar, but I'll just tell you a few as we continue. Okay? So first, got off track here, but I'll just tell you a couple of tools that we use. Of course, we use webinars, we use landing pages. We actually use marketing tools like Insta Builder, Insta Member, okay, Insta Theme. These are what we use in our business to build it up. And also we have what's called the Deep Persuasion Script, which is high level. That's something I'll talk about in a bit. But moving forward, 3 reasons why you should have the right tools to close high ticket sales. Okay. Reason number 1, and I just told you the majority of the tools that we use. Okay, we use some other tools for tracking, some other tools for automation, and some other tools to just see how our business is doing, as well as for email marketing. But these are the 3 reasons why you need to have the right tools, okay? First, create leverage. You want to become the ghost in the machine. There are some days I'm just sitting on the couch, or I'm out paragliding, or I'm out, in a waterfall somewhere. I'm out skydiving, or I'm out partying. I'm dancing with girls, or I'm doing salsa. I'm just out living my life. And I come back to check my email on my phone or my computer, and I see I made sales. I see I've made money. I see I've brought in more leads than were there before. And I become the ghost in my own machine. So the first thing you want to do is create leverage so you become the ghost in the machine. You don't want to be the person doing all the work. You want to be the ghost in the machine, okay? And it's just better positioning. I mean, if somebody calls into your company, or they apply to join your program, and you're not there, right? Somebody else is there. Somebody else is like, hey, how you doing? Blah blah blah, closing the sale for you. How much better is that going to make you look? How much more exclusive are you going to look in the eyes of your prospect? Let me know. Type it in the chat box. How much more exclusive will you look in the eyes of your prospects? Please let me know. Just like whatever your thoughts are. Sarah says much more exclusive. Exactly. You're going to look much more exclusive, and it provides better positioning in the eyes of your prospects. Okay. And that's what you want at the end of the day. You want to just look better. Okay. Because people are going to think to themselves, man, I can't even get a hold of this guy. This guy must be really busy. And now they're going to think to themselves, well, you know what? I got to pay more to get some time with him. Okay. And that's what you want. That's what you want to create for yourself. And the most important thing, the most important reason, is saves you time, man. I don't know why people choose to stand in line for like free food when you can't get time back. Okay. You can go spend money and get it back, right? Like if you got a job, that money replenishes. And I'll talk more about that as we go, but it saves you time. So let's move forward here. So look, with high ticket freedom, when you're doing high ticket sales, you can choose how much you want to work, right? You can choose to work 10 to 20 hours per week and still double or triple your income. I literally have worked less in the past 5 weeks than I've ever worked in my entire internet marketing career. And I've made way more money than in the last 5 years, month by month. Like, not combined, but just like on a monthly average, I made way more money. Okay, the last 30 days, I just offering high ticket offers and services. Period. And this is what can happen for you. You don't have to work super hard. You just have to offer high tickets offers and services. You can cut your work hours in half or like triple half, whatever. Right? And look, your system does the hard work and does it all while you focus on other things. Okay. Today I went to the top of a mountain here in the hills in Medellin, Colombia, right? And this past weekend, I was rappelling down a waterfall. I was paragliding. I traveled to another city here in Colombia. And when I came back, each time I made sales. I made money. There was more money in my PayPal account than before I left to do these activities. My system does the work for me. That's what you want to create. And I speak with so much conviction because this is what's been creating free. I'm in Colombia because of my system. Okay, I'm in Medellin, Colombia, talking to you from my 2-bedroom penthouse in the hills of Poblado, which is comparable to the Beverly Hills and in California, because I have a system in place. Okay, and notice everything I said you choose how much you want to work. You choose what you want to focus on. Okay, you're not forced to do anything. Some days I wake up and I just like look around like, what am I gonna do today, right? And that's the beauty of it. So moving forward here. So this is the experiment, right? So the experiment was that we went on, okay? Myself and my team. The experiment was the old method. We sell $7 WSOs and we say, hey, we're launching a product, and we recruit affiliates and we say, hey guys, we're launching something, and whoa, 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 whoa. And then we funnel everybody who purchased our $7 WSO onto a sales call. Oh my God, this is a horrible idea, just so you know, because it takes lots of hours and it takes lots of people to close one sale. If you guys remember early on the webinar, I said I spoke to 15 people in a row and I closed 0 people. Oh my God. Just think about it. If every sales call takes between 45 minutes to an hour, okay, let's just average it at an hour, and you talk to 15 people, that's 15 hours you'll never get back. When you're dead and gone, when you die, that 15 hours will die with you, okay? And you'll never get it back. That 15 hours could have gone into playing with your kids, going to the movies with your spouse, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your husband, right? And it sucked. So this was the experiment. That's the old method. So then I implemented the new method after paying mentors a bucket load of money, right? This is a new method. I make people apply to speak with me, okay? And this is what you do. You make people apply to speak with you. Because this changes things around. So this is what happens once they apply to speak with you. It becomes a different selling environment. And that's what you do. You change the selling environment, okay? You create a simple 3-step system and plug it into the back of each of our sales funnels. And this is what we did, okay? I'm saying you because this is what you do. But I'm saying this is what we did. We plugged this into the back of our sales funnels and the results were incredible, okay? Well, the results, period. Lots of people applied to speak. Okay, lots of people say, hey, I want to talk to you. This is my budget. This is what I do. Just how many subscribers I have. This is my following. Da, da, da. They applied. Okay, and so what we did, we made up a sales script. We made something up. I was like, you know what? Da, 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 da. Just wrote something out, right? And after 4 weeks of this new system, we had 0 sales. 0 sales. Can you imagine 4 weeks making no money? Can you imagine what happens when those bills come, when rents due, when the phone bills due, when light bills due? Can you imagine putting gas in your car, taking your girl out on dates? Can you imagine the feeling? No sales? Something we had to do, right? So look, this is exactly what I did. I'm getting excited here because this is like the climax of the story right here. So I hired a mentor to learn the strategy. And this mentor is somebody who charges $10,000. I was fortunate enough, I didn't have to pay him that before for his program that I was involved in. This was a $5,000 program, okay? Drop $5,000 to learn the strategy, right? This is what happened. The very next day, $1,700 in sales. Okay, last 30 days, over 5 figures in sales. So the very next day, after getting this information from my mentor, getting the deep persuasion script, $1,700 in sales. Over the last 30 days, over 5 figures in sales. Okay, literally doubled our investment. We probably tripled it or more. Okay, over 5 figures in sales. Period. Okay, So this is secret number 2. I want to get into this because time is of the essence. And again, if you guys stay to the very end, I got some really cool stuff, especially if you decide to get started working with me. Okay, some awesome things on the way. But do you want to know more about the deep persuasion script? Here we go. Do you want to know more about the deep persuasion script? Let me know. Type yes into the chat box if you want to know more about the deep persuasion script, which is one of the tools that we use to change everything. Bum, bum, bum. Ba-dum-bum-bum. You gotta have fun, right? Okay, we got yes. Again, if you want to know more about the deep persuasion script, type yes into the chat box. Type 1 into the chat box as well. 1, yes, 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 yes. She says, hell yeah. I like that. I love the enthusiasm. We got a bunch of people on the webinar. Listen, if you're hanging out on the webinar, hanging out, that's cool. But look, man, type yes or type a 1 into the chat box. All right, cool. Ones are still flying in. I love it. Love the interaction here. Cool. So moving forward, right? So let me just tell you a little bit about deep persuasion script, okay? This is something that once I use it, I was, my first high ticket program, I only charged $500 because I just wanted to see if it worked. I want to see if it would work. Yes, I paid a shit ton of money. Excuse my language. Yes, I paid a shit ton of money to figure it out and get mentoring. But I just wanted to charge $500 to see if it would work, right? Long story short, my first call that I did, this is what happened. This is a guy named Zach, and if you know Zach, you can probably talk to him and he'll tell you, But I use the script. He's like, hey man. At the end of it, he's like, hey man, I've talked to a lot of people on their sales calls, and I know everybody's using the script, but you sounded so natural. You sound like you were just talking to me like a regular person. I didn't even think you had a script. You don't even have a script. You just had a conversation with me, man. How much? How much do I got to pay you? And I was like, what? It was so awesome because I was just myself and I just used the script and it worked beyond belief. That later that day, I got on a couple more sales calls and closed to over $1,700 in sales the first day. Okay, pretty awesome. So look, this is what one of my more recent clients has had to say about the deep persuasion script. So I asked him, I said, hey man, how's it been working with me? How's the program been? Being involved in my high ticket freedom mission. He says, it has been awesome. I find your script very useful, especially the objection handling part. I am pretty sure had I not used the same script, they would probably go, I'll think about it. And I'll probably never hear from them ever again. Thanks, man. P.S. I got my investment back from joining your program within days. I can't thank you enough. Looking forward to more cool stuff from Michael. And this is again, this is a guy who he reached out to me, and I said, yeah, man, I can teach you if you're ready to learn. This is my price, my sticker price. If you can stomach it, and you take action, I can tell you that you will get results. I mean, I can't tell you, hey, you're gonna get this result, that result. It's up to you to take action. But what I teach works, and I have students and clients on this call, and actually friends on this call right now, this webinar call right now, who've used my information and gotten results. You know who you are. I'm not gonna mention names, but what I teach get results, and this get freaking results. Okay, so let's go into a little bit more about the deep persuasion script, right? Okay. Oh, sorry. So with the deep persuasion script, this is something that once I discovered it, I was blown away, man, because it worked effortlessly. And the beauty is that, you don't feel like you're persuading the person to do something bad if you have something in their best interest. The deep persuasion script goes very deep into the cerebellum, right? And I forget what side of the brain it's called, but it's like the limbic system or something. I'm not a scientist. Okay, I don't know. I don't even know how I got through college. Okay, I'm not a scientist, but I know that it goes deep into the brain and it penetrates the emotions, which create the sale. Okay, people buy because of emotions and justify with logic. Always remember that. So look, moving forward, okay, into the secret number 3, because again, we are getting short on time here, and I want to make sure I get through all of this. So secret number 3 is this. I only need a little bit of traffic to make this work. Around 100 clicks per day. And there are tons of places where you can buy traffic. We buy traffic from Bing. We buy traffic from Facebook. We also buy traffic from the Warrior Forum, okay? We pay to advertise on these different networks. The reason why is because this is where our target audience hangs out at. And the beauty is that we don't need to buy 10,000, 5,000. We don't need to buy 1,000 click solo ads in order to make this work. We just need about 100 clicks a day. That's it. Okay, 100 clicks a day, test things out, and let's say you're spending 50 cents. Well, I mean, we're spending just a little bit over $1 a click. So even if you're paying $1 a click, right, $100 a day invested in advertising, if that $100 a day can bring you one sale for $5,000, is it worth it? I talk to a lot of people and they're like, oh my God, I don't want to invest in paid advertising. But look, let's be honest here. If you can put in $100 and get a $3,000, $5,000, $10,000, $25,000 sale from that $100, that could pay some bills. That could take care of some people, right? So here's a case study. This is our funnel, our 3-step funnel, right? This is the first thing we did. We had a webinar plus a case study where what we did, we sent traffic to this landing page, okay? People would register for the webinar and then they would see the webinar. They watched the live webinar. Then step 2 is once they watch the webinar, we then prompt them to fill out an application for a strategy session. Then step 3, once they go through the first 2 steps, we then use the deep persuasion script. Okay, we use the deep persuasion script. And this is it. This is it. So who here thinks that this is a simple funnel and this is something that they can implement? Who here thinks they can follow these 3 simple steps? Let me know, type yes to the chat box if you think you can follow these 3 simple steps. Let me know, type yes into the chat box. Again, we got yes flying in. Yep, most definitely. Hell yeah, super easy. Yes, yep, simple. Yes, okay, good. Good, we got a lot of people feel that they can follow this simple 3-step funnel, okay? It's that simple to make money, okay? Especially high ticket sales, okay? And is this making sense? Like, are you seeing why you need to be selling high ticket sales? Are you seeing how simple this is? Are you seeing how much easier, how much less work, how much more satisfying this is compared to regular low ticket offers and regular CPA and affiliate commissions type stuff? Are you seeing how much better this is for you and your business? Let me know. Type yes into the chat box if you're seeing how simple this is. I just want to make sure that this is making sense, okay? Okay, yes. Got one. Sarah says, hells yeah, so much easier. Doug says yes. Jose says yes, excellent. Okay, great. Just want to make sure that this is making sense to you. Now, we're pressing forward. So how much traffic do you really need? Okay, you don't really need a whole bunch. Again, selling low ticket products, you need a bunch of traffic. It's true. If you're selling a product for $7 to $17, I mean, let's be real. You want to make $5,000 a month? Listen, man, you'll need to sell 416 products. And that means conversions rather. Oh, what did I do here? Conversions, let's get back. You're going to need to convert it about 6%. And that means you're going to need to be sending 6,933 clicks. That's a lot of traffic. Who here buys that much traffic? Let me know. Type yes to the chat box. Let me know who here buys that much traffic. Okay, so not many people buy a lot of traffic. Hey, and that's absolutely understandable because okay, I buy solo ads, nice. Okay, and with those solo ads that you buy, how many clicks would you say that you buy every single month? Okay, so you buy about 2,000 clicks. That's not bad. That's not bad. But regardless of the what, I mean, who wants to buy 2,000 clicks to sell a low ticket product, right? For most people, that's something that it's going to be kind of virtually impossible to do, right? All right, cool. Yes, no. Okay, that's fine. I get it. Not everybody buys traffic right now. Okay, and that's fine. That's totally fine. Everybody's at a different place in their business. So moving forward, okay, when it comes to high ticket, if you got a $5,000 product, in order to make $25,000 per month, you only need to sell 5 products. And even if you're only getting 1% conversions, you only need 500 clicks. And if those clicks, even if those clicks cost you $1 and you pay $500, it's worth it to make $25,000 per month. Okay? So, oh, there we go. Let's go past this. So, I want to talk about disposable income, okay? So when I say disposable income, what exactly do I mean? Do you go out on dates? Do you go out to dinner? Like, do you go to the movies? Do you go out for entertainment? Do you go out for drinks? That's disposable income, okay? And that disposable income becomes so much more expanded, meaning you have so much more disposable income when you sell high ticket offers and services. I mean, think about it. If you sell a product for $5,000 and it covers your monthly rent, it covers your monthly utilities, it covers your car payment, it covers your phone, it covers your kids' expenses for school or whatever you're dealing with your family, and you have an extra 3 grand left over or 2 grand left over, what could you do with that disposable income? I just want you to think about that because that disposable income is something that can change your life forever, forever. Okay. It's done it for mine. It's done it for my clients, and one of my clients, this is a real quick, real cool story. He came to me, he was doing about $1,000 to like $1,500 a month in sales, not profits. He was living in Singapore, Malaysia, Singapore, something like that. Well, after working together, within just a short period of time, he hit his first $10,000 a month. Not only did he do that, but he moved to Australia. He currently lives there with his girlfriend, and he's doing phenomenal. Plus, in his first 7 days, he made $2,000. $2,000 in 7 days, and that changed his life for the rest of his life. Okay? So you have more disposable income. I mean, it's just simple as that. So is it okay if people can dip into their savings or leverage credit cards and spend money that they don't have to buy your product today? I want you to think about this and answer this question. Is it okay for people to take money out of their savings account, take money out of their bank account, or even max out their credit card to buy your product if it solves their problem today? Type 1 in the chat box if you agree and say yes. Type 2 in the chat box if you say no. Ready, go. Okay, ones are flying in. Good, good. 1, 1, 1, 1. 1. Okay, great. Got the ones coming on in. Excellent. 1, 1, 1, 1. All right, good stuff. This is making sense. Excellent. And this is the truth. So look, we've gotten into a lot of information today, and I know I've just like sprayed you with a bunch of information, right? But would you agree that so far it's been time well spent? Let me know. Type yes into the chat box if you agree that this has been time well spent, if you've gotten some good value out of this, if you learned a lot. Let me know. Type 1 into the chat box or type yes into the chat box. We got yes. We got yep. This made a lot of sense. Okay, great. Excellent. Got the ones coming on in. Good stuff, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Yes, yes, yes. Hell yeah. Good conversation. Learned a lot. All right, cool stuff. So here's the reality, right? I can't cover everything that you personally need in just a 1 hour webinar. I can't do it. Look, even if we had all day, even if we could be here for 24 hours straight, I still couldn't cover everything. Because when it comes to high ticket sales, this is something where it goes so deep that you are going to need more time. Okay, you're going to need just a little bit more in order to understand everything so you can take your life and business to the next level. Okay. And look, if after this past hour, okay, I can present you with a special offer so you can get everything you need to know about creating high ticket sales, about making more money in business, about doubling and tripling your income in the next 30 to 90 days. Would that be okay with you? Let me know. Would that be okay with you if I can just present you with what I have to offer you to help you take your life and business to the next level? Let me know. Type yes into the chat box or type 1 into the chat box. Okay, great. We got the ones coming in. 1, 1. Yes. Yep. Hit me with it. Tell me what you got. 1, 1, 1, 1. How can I work with you? 1. Yes. Okay. All right, cool. And so look, if you act fast, I'm going to give you a very special deal. Now, when I say very special deal, I mean that I'm going to give you an opportunity to jump. And I'll tell you, this is kind of ninja, okay? But I'm going to give you an opportunity to speak with me for 20 to 30 minutes, okay? 20 to 30-minute conversation where I tell you exactly what you need to do to start creating $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 sales immediately in your business. No matter where you're at, I'm going to tell you exactly what to do. I'm going to ask you about your business. You're going to tell me, you're going to show me your website. I'm going to look at your website and I'm going to tell you what to do next. Like that, okay? This is very special, very limited time because this is something that I'm actually working with a partner right now. Okay, his name is Ram, and Ram, if you're on this webinar, good evening, my brother from another mother out in India. So we're working together on this, and I'm offering you a special opportunity if you came from his list, or even if you know me personally, whether it's from Facebook, email list, whatever, we met in person, whatever. This is a special opportunity, okay? Because I don't offer my time like this. Now, this is the thing. Old habits are going to have to die because whatever it is that you're doing, whatever it is that you're marketing, however it is that you're selling, if you're selling in a way that's not getting results, those habits are going to have to die. Kind of like an alcoholic when they want to stop drinking, they got to stop going to the bar. They got to stop hanging out with friends that drink. They got to stop talking about alcohol, right? In this case, if you want to make money, you want to create more freedom, you want to travel the world like I do, you want to be able to just do some really amazing things every single day that you wake up, you're gonna have to break some bad habits, okay? And some of those bad habits include focusing on $7 to $17 ebooks, okay? And focusing on a business model that has no concrete system to create freedom. So I want to help you kill some of those bad habits. You're gonna have to do it yourself, but I will give you the system for you to follow. You take action, you get results, you change your life, okay? So moving forward, you will be thrilled. There's one thing I can tell you, you will be absolutely thrilled because once you get that first sale, you recoup your investment from what I require as an investment. You are going to be thrilled because you're going to now know that you have freedom for the rest of your life to create these type of sales anytime you want. I remember I had a situation where I'm like, you know what? I want to go to Colombia. Boom, a couple high ticket sales, plane tickets paid for. You know what? I'm living in the penthouse right now, but I want to live in somewhere not as big, somewhere more private location, out of the city life, a little more quiet. Boom, high ticket sale paid for it. Okay. You know what? I want to get a new car. I want to get oil change in my car. Boom, high ticket sales paid for it. Okay. And I'm telling you, you will be thrilled once you get into this system, you apply, you take action, it will change your life. I don't say this lightly. I take what I do very serious with my mission in internet marketing, and I take people's lives seriously because their lives are in the balance. And you will be thrilled when you change your life with this. So this is what you're gonna get. Okay, this is what you're gonna get. First thing first, you're gonna get the fast start high ticket strategy, and this is something where as you take action, you will literally get results within the first few days. Just like Brandon got results in his first few days. I got another client. His name is Trey. He's made over $7,000. He's actually tripled. No, yeah, he did about 250% of his normal income. He almost tripled his income, right away once we started working together. You're gonna get the same exact strategy that took Troy, not Trey, but Troy, to $5,000 in 2 weeks. I'll tell you a little bit more about him. That took Elise from $0 to $2,000 in 7 days. This is the same exact system you're getting in a fast start high ticket strategy. Okay, this is a $1,497 value. You're gonna get the deep persuasion script and the training. I mean, look, this alone will change your life. I say this because it did mine and does every single client I give it to. Okay, this is a $997 value, and this is something I paid a lot more money for to learn. So you're getting a steal here. Paid traffic mastery. I'm going to teach you how to do paid ads the right way. A lot of people say, hey, go to Facebook, set up a campaign, set it up for clicks to website, set it up for conversions, do that, blah, blah, blah. But they don't go deeper. I'm going to teach you how to do it. I'm going to teach you how to master paid traffic, okay? And this is a $2,997 value. Next thing is I'm going to give you a high ticket funnel mastery. So we use a couple different funnels in our business, but the simplest one is webinars. But not only am I going to teach you how to do it, I'm going to show you how to do it. Yes, I'm going to give you live examples. I'm going to say, hey, look, this is my funnel here. This is my funnel here. I'm going to give you the links to my funnels. I'm going to tell you how I'm doing my funnels. And I'm also going to give you one of my funnels to replicate and use for yourself. Okay. And this alone, man, look, the value I put on this page is nothing close to the real value. But for now, this is a $3,500 value. Okay. With this high ticket funnel mastery. And that brings it to a total value of $8,991 when we add all of this up, okay? So look, who is this work for? This is work for authors. This is work for network marketers. This is work for consultants. This is work for speakers. This has work for internet marketers. So like yourself, we got a lot of people who are internet marketers right now on this webinar. And I can see a lot of people saying, yes, I'm an internet marketer. So a lot of people who are internet marketers, this is work for them as well, okay? And this has also worked for therapists. So if you fall into any one of these categories, listen, this has worked for people in the past, and this will work for you. So if you fall into any one of these categories, let me know. Just type yes into the chat box, type 1 into the chat box. And if you don't fall into any of these categories, that's fine too. Just press 2. Just press 2 if you fall into or not. Okay, we got ones coming in. We got 1, 1, 1. Yes, yes. Okay, excellent. 1, 1, 1. Yes, 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 yes. Cool stuff. Cool. So now, although this has worked for many clients, and this also worked for me, there was a point in time where my business wasn't growing, it wasn't making progress that I wanted it to make. But I came to a point where I had to make a decision, right? I had two choices at the time. The first option, go as cheap as possible and try to sell as many as possible. And it wouldn't really incentivize me to really stack the value. Okay. Now, when I say stack the value, I mean, I could have said, look, I'm going to sell this for $50, $100, right? Something like that. But think about it. How many people you need to sell for $50 to make a full-time income? A lot of freaking people. But I didn't want to take that route because that took away from the personal connection with my clients. Okay. However, the second option was this, right? This is the second option that I had. Now, the second option requires a little higher investment, but in exchange of work with these clients, I can devote more of my resources to guarantee your success. Okay. Now, with these two options, right? Just like you are right now, I had to make a decision. I had to make a decision. Either be cheap or ask for a bigger investment, but at the same time offer more time, more resources, more help, more support to truly guarantee success. Just like my client paid me $100,000. I went out and helped my client get $350,000 of investment capital. So if this is making sense, what I'm saying here, okay, the higher the investment, the higher the success rate. That goes with anything in life. The more risk you take, the more reward. Big risk, big reward. Little risk, little reward. Okay? Same thing here. Not many people get rich off a $7 ebook, but many people do find success when they invest $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 because they're more serious and their back is against the wall. Okay? So this is one of my clients. His name is Troy, and I actually got a case study with Troy. You can check him out on my website if you want. I can give you that information later. Okay? And you probably have seen it if you go to highticketfreedom.com. But this is what Troy had to say. Michael, I followed the high ticket freedom system and did $5,000 in my first 2 weeks. So just to kind of briefly tell you about Troy. Troy came to me. He was working as a diesel mechanic. Okay, a diesel mechanic. That's it, an Australian diesel mechanic. And what I did for Troy, I taught him the system. Of course, he invested with me, started working with me. He took action. That's the key. He took action, and within 2 weeks, Troy did $5,000. 2 weeks later, he did over $10,000 that first month. Now Troy's doing close to $15,000, $20,000 a month online using exactly what I taught him. Well, long story short, just after learning my system and applying it and getting results, Troy quit his job. He moved into a bigger house with his wife, and Troy's now enjoying financial freedom and more time to build his business and take it to the next level. He's actually getting ready to start doing his own live events, and he's going to be inviting me to his first live event coming up in 2016, which is really exciting. So I'm excited about that. And this is just one of my clients, just one of many. Okay, I have so many clients that I work with offline that have achieved so much success that I can't even include on this webinar. But my whole point is that following the system, it works. It works. It flat out works. Like I invested a bunch of money to learn the system. It worked for me. And it worked for my clients who I taught it to. Okay, it just works. Period. So this is what you're gonna get with the system. Okay, let me just kind of remind you. Now, if you're excited about this, you can type 1 into the chat box. You can say yes. Okay, just type 1 and say yes. So you get the Fast Start high ticket strategy. It's a $1,497 value. You get the Deep Persuasion Script training, which is a $997 value. You get Paid Traffic Mastery, which is a $2,997 value. You get the High Ticket Funnel Mastery, which is a $3,500 value. Okay, this is a total value of $8,991. But this is the bonus I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you bonuses because I love to over deliver. If you follow me on Facebook, matter of fact, make sure you go on Facebook and follow me on Facebook. Who's on Facebook? Anybody on Facebook? Oh, duh. Right? You're a marketer just like I'm a marketer, so you're definitely on Facebook. Make sure you follow me on Facebook. Actually, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get out of here real quick, and I'm going to just go to my Facebook profile. Okay, make sure you follow me on Facebook, guys. If you're not following me on Facebook, go follow me on Facebook. Okay, this is my Facebook URL. Let me just grab this. Facebook.com/Mr. Michael Baptiste. So look, go follow me on Facebook. Add me up. You can say, hey, Mike, I was on your webinar. I'll add you to my special group or something like that. I'm going to just include the link. Look, just go follow me on Facebook, man. That's it, period. That's all you got to do. Follow me on Facebook. So that way we can stay connected. You got any questions, hit me up there. Well, when I'm around, I'm on Facebook, but let's get out of here and let's get back into the presentation, right? Cool. So guys, go request me on Facebook and we can chat from there. So anyway, I'm going to give you bonus number one because I love to over deliver. This is what I call $1 million secrets. I went out and interviewed a handful of $1 million marketers who I've learned from, who I respect, and who I've been inspired to make a bunch of money with. Okay. This is a $1,997 value. But I want to make sure you know this. This bonus is for the first 30 people only. So not only are you going to get my high ticket secrets, okay, and everything that comes with the high ticket freedom mission, but you're also going to get these millionaire secrets where I force these millionaires to spill the beans about how they've done it, how they do it, and what they would do if they were starting over from scratch. I make them spill the beans. And you get it with these millionaire secrets, okay? So this is bonus number two that I'm going to give you. Okay, I'm going to teach you how to do outsourcing. Now, one of my clients, and our buddy's on this webinar right now, he's had success with this exact bonus right here, okay? Plus a little bit more. This is going to be outsourcing, okay? You're going to learn how to outsource, how to hire people to do things for you that you don't want to do. But not only that, I'm going to give you my contacts. So the same people that I use for certain things like copywriting, certain things like graphic design, certain things like website development, and certain things like copywriting. Oh, I said like email marketing, email copywriting, right? I'm going to give you these guys and list them out. I'm going to tell you how to interview prospects. Not just prospects, but interview your team, how to hire virtual assistants and how to do it. I'm going to teach you how to contact them, like where to go find them online. I'm going to teach you how to train them, okay? I'm going to also give you the outsource support. Now, if you don't know anything about the outsource support, it's a great resource, okay? And this is a program where people have used it and gotten results. I'm going to teach you how to do hiring. I'm going to teach you how to do team building and more, okay? And this is a $997 value. And note, this bonus is only for the first 20 people, okay? Because this training is very exclusive. I'm going to be revealing everything. I'm going to do my best to blow you away and provide a ton of value in this bonus, okay? So make sure you jump on this because bonus number two is a great one. Now, again, this is what you're going to get, just so that way you know. You're going to get a fast start, high ticket strategy, okay? And this is a freaking $1,497 value, right? You're going to get the deep persuasion script training, $997 value. Oh, this is all out of order. But look, you're going to get Millionaire Secrets is a $1,997 value. Bonus number two, you're going to get outsourcing, hiring, plus more for $997. It's $997 value. You're going to get paid traffic mastery, which is a $2,997 value. And you're also going to get high ticket funnel mastery, which is a $3,500 value, bringing the total value to $11,985. Who here thinks this sounds good? Who here thinks all this sounds good? Let me know, type yes into the chat box if this sounds good to you, if this sounds like something that you know can help change your life and change your business for the rest of it. Type yes into the chat box if you know this is something that can change your life. Yes. Sarah says yes. Steve says yes. Greg says yes. Okay, got 111. Good stuff. Now, if all this system did was this, right? If all this entire system did, okay, was finally make your business profitable, would it be worth it? Like, would it be worth it for you if you finally were able to create consistent, ever-growing, evergreen profits in your business? Would it be worth it to you? And if all this did was give you a kick in the butt to finally get moving, would it be worth it? Let me know. Type yes into the chat box if you think that this would be worth it. Excellent. Got the yeses coming in. Good. And look, if all this did was give you 2 to 3 high ticket clients per month, would it be worth it? Like, would it be worth it for you if that's all this did? Of course it would. Absolutely. So look, what is one client worth to you, right? To get one high ticket client at a high ticket level, right? What would that be worth to you? So what would you sell a client for? Like, if you want to create something, like, what would you sell the client for? Like, how much would you charge, right? Okay, so one client, just one, not 5, not 10, just one client. Would you charge 3,000, 10,000? Would you charge 25,000, or would you charge more for that one client? Like, how much would you charge? Now, how much would you pay in order to get one high ticket client per month? Again, if you're charging $3,000 or $10,000 or $25,000, how much would you pay to get that one client? Would you pay $100? How about $200? How about $500? How about $1,000? How about $5,000? To know that you can get one high ticket client every single month for $25,000, would you pay $5,000 in order to get that client? Of course you would. If you're a business person, right? Of course. What about you can get that type of client once per week? Or better yet, one per day? How would that change your life? I want you to really give that some thought. And you can see why other people are paying us up to $100,000 plus a percentage of their company to help them grow their businesses. Right? Right? Are you seeing this? Is this making sense to you? I know we've been here on this webinar for quite a bit. We got a lot of people still here hanging out on the webinar. Appreciate you hanging out. But look, what I want to do is this. I want you to just move around, kind of stretch, swing your arms around a little bit, get a little bit of energy, right? Move yourself, lean over to the side, maybe stand up, stretch yourself out, move your legs a little bit. Look, close Facebook, get off your email, get off of Twitter, get off your phone, make sure it's on silent, right? And just come alive, okay? So moving forward, I hope you can see this. This is why people pay us so much money, because when we help them get these type of results, we help them get these type of clients, it changes their life and changes their business for the rest of it. Okay, hope this is making sense. Now look, if you sell a product at $5,000, would it make sense to pay me just $5,000 one time to set this up with you? Would it make sense? Then every sale after the first sale is pure profit. Let me know, would that make sense to you? Okay, we got yes. Amanda says yes. Steve says yes. Greg says yes. Awesome. We got 1. Excellent stuff. Excellent. 1. Good stuff. Awesome. Excellent. So look, you can see why it's a good deal even at $5,000. And right now we're only, just for like the general public, this would be sold at $1,997. But because you are special, because you attended this webinar, because you are a friend of ours, okay, you can get started right now for just $997 today. So what you can do, okay, right now as we speak, you can actually click the button. Okay, there should be one right inside of the chat box, okay, and it's going to say highticketfreedom.com/go. Okay, that's it, highticketfreedom.com/go. And once you click that, I'm actually going to make sure we got this in the chat box right now. So definitely go and take a look inside of the chat box. Just make sure we got this. And if you're watching this recorded webinar, the link should be below on this very page, okay? So there is the link right there. So you can actually go check out the link. It's going to take you to highticketfreedom.com/go, okay? So that's what you do. You go right there to you go right there to highticketfreedom.com/go and you get started, okay? So I want to talk about bonus number 3 just before you do get started, because I see some people, they got questions, and I'm going to give you an opportunity to ask your questions in just a bit. So the third thing I'm going to give you is the Done For You high ticket program, okay? Now this is a $1,997 value, And note, this is again only for the first 10 people that get started today. Okay? So look, you can go right now and get started with the High Ticket Freedom Mission for only $997 a day. Or you can click the button below. If you're watching this live webinar, it should be in the chat box. If you're watching the recorded version of this, it will be below. Or you can just go right now and sign up at highticketfreedom.com/go. Okay, go right there to get started. Now, you have two choices, okay? You have two choices. The first option is do nothing and not take this leap of faith. And by not taking this leap of faith, you go back to the way life is, you go back to normal life, and nothing happens for you. And that's fine. That's absolutely fine. The second option is this. Excuse me. You pony up this small investment today, and compared to all the value you get in return, and you just give it a shot. You give it a shot. Okay. And I want to talk really quickly about replenishable income, right? So most of you watching this webinar right now, maybe you have a day job, right? And with your day job, okay, you actually have to sit there and do your work and do your job. And then you come back the next week and look, boom, 2 weeks later, boom, you get a paycheck. So every time you spend money, you don't have to worry because you know in a week or 2 weeks that money's coming back, right? So with that replenishable income, you can make an investment today, right? And even if that money does not come back tomorrow, you know that money's coming back in 2 weeks. So that money is replenishable. So because that money is going to come back to you, you might as well, rather than investing that money on dinner and drinks and partying and whatever you invest your money in, you might as well invest your money to learn how to create 2x, 3x, 5x return on your investment within the next 30 to 90 days. I mean, if you can just take action and follow what I tell you to do over the next 30 to 90 days, you'll be able to live a life for the rest of it that nobody else can. Okay? So if it works, great. If not, let us know and we'll jump on a one-on-one call and help you directly. Okay? This is something I do for my clients to make sure they get results. Okay? Because this is about you getting results and changing your life and creating more freedom. So this is a 30-day guarantee. Okay? You sign up today, and if you don't like it for any reason, I don't care if it's 29 days, 23 hours, and 59 minutes from right now. Just let me know, and we'll get on the phone with you one-on-one and help you with everything. Okay? In order to get started right now, you go to highticketfreedom.com/go. Okay? Let me just kind of walk you through and show you this process really quickly. Okay? So you're going to go to highticketfreedom.com/go. Just how the website looks. And all you do is simply just scroll down. You can take a look at everything that you get. Okay? So here's the testimonial, and all that you do is click the button right here. It's going to redirect you to the payment gateway, and all you do is put your information in here, your PayPal email where you want it delivered. Put your PayPal email in here, check out with PayPal, or you can check out with a credit card. Click that button. It's going to ask you for your information. You enter your information, and then you will get immediate access to the members area. Once you do, you get inside, you get the training, and you can get started right away, no matter if it's 2 a.m., 2 p.m., 8 p.m., or 9 p.m. on your time, okay? Cool. So that's what you do to go get started right now. So look, the real question is this. Is it worth gambling a few minutes of your time to check this out? Which, if it does even half of what I've claimed it to do today on this webinar, which is meaning pay for itself, 3 times over from your first client. Is it worth it? Let me know. Type yes into the chat box if you think it's worth it. Type no into the chat box if you think that it's not worth it. Okay, we got yes, 111, yes, yes. Okay, good. Good. So we got people who think it's worth it. Excellent stuff. Excellent stuff. You think it's worth it. Now look, other opportunities can take 2 to 5 years to get back your initial investment. Like if you invested in like a McDonald's, for example, right? You'd have to wait in line like for 2 years, and then after that 2 years, you got to wait until you start making sales with McDonald's, even if it takes a long time, right? And then once you do get in business with McDonald's, it may take you 5 years to see a positive return on your money. Because remember, this is business. This is not fairy tale makeup land. This is business. But with this High Ticket Freedom Mission, you get back 3x from your very first sale. So if you sell a program for $3,000 and you only invested $1,000, with your very first sale, you're in profits. And your ROI is through the roof. Okay? That's what makes this unique and special. Now I want to tell you the tale of two people. You got the person on your left or the right, depending on what side you think is left. But for now, the person on your left, okay? Now this guy, he's in business, but he decided not to take any risks. He decided to play it safe. He decided to keep doing what he's been doing. And unfortunately, his business sucks. He's not producing the type of money he wants. He's not able to travel the world and live just a free lifestyle and do some awesome things. He's a regular guy. And then you got the guy on the right who decided to take risks, who decided to take action, who decided to become the superhero of his business and change his entire life doing things like travel the world, doing things like having the freedom to do anything he wants with anybody, anytime he wants. Okay? So you have to make a decision. Which person do you want to be? The one who's cramped up in an office all day and life kind of becomes repetitive and you see that life is going to repeat itself like this for the next 15 to 20 years? Or you're going to be the business person on the right who decides to free himself, become the Superman of his own life, becomes the person who can save himself and change his entire life. It's your decision who you want to be and who you see yourself as. So again, let me show you what to do next, okay? Just kind of go off screen real quick one more time. Go to highticketfreedom.com/go. Okay, very simple. And I did walk you through this, but I'm just going to show you one more time. You scroll down right here, click the buy button. Once you click this button, enter in your information right here, and then you will be prompted to enter your information on the next page. From there, let us know what email you like for us to send access to, and then access the program, and you'll be right away squared away, okay? Now let's get back into this. So just to remind you, what you're going to get, this is what you're going to get once you get started today. You're going to get the Fast Start High Ticket Strategy. This is a $1,497 value. You're going to get the Deep Persuasion Script Training. This is a $997 value. You're going to get bonus number 3, which is a Done For You High Ticket Program. It's a $1,997 value, bringing the total value to over $13,982. But just to show you the rest, okay, you're going to get Paid Traffic Mastery, which is a $2,997 value. You're going to get High Ticket Funnel Mastery, which is a $3,500 value. You're going to get bonus number 1, which is Millionaire Secrets, which is a $1,997 value. And bonus number 2, which is outsourcing, hiring, and more, and it's a $997 value, okay? So look, if you didn't sign up immediately, we got people who are looking to get started right now, but they didn't sign up. And if you did not sign up immediately, okay, reason number 1, you don't think you have a high ticket product to sell. Now, this is one thing I can tell you about life. There's nothing new under the sun, okay? Everything that you see has been done before at some point in time. And everything that's new came out of the minds of someone who was inspired by an older idea. So maybe you don't have a high ticket program to sell, but because you invested in this information and you learned this information, you now have the freedom to teach this information to other people. Meaning that you can take this information you learned from me, and now you instantly have a high ticket program to teach other people with this information, okay? Reason number 2, you're nervous about setting it all up. Maybe you're sitting there, you're like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I can do this all by myself. It sounds kind of hard. It sounds a little difficult. I don't know. I get it. But the beauty is that having me right here by your side, a living, breathing, talking human being to answer your questions, support you, give you everything that you need in order to make this real, to make this happen, okay? This is what you're going to get when you get started right now. So don't worry, don't feel bad, don't feel like you're alone, because you're going to have support from me as your mentor, as your coach, as your guide to become successful, okay? And reason number 3, you think it's too expensive. You don't have the money, right? Look, let me tell you something. I was a broke college student. I didn't have any money. I didn't have a job. I had no source of income. But I had desire for change. I had a desperate desire for change. And I picked up the phone. I called as many people as I could. And I came up with the money to invest in a mentor and a coach. And within the next 12 months, I made over $107,000 just graduating from college. Was the initial $5,000 that I invested, was that too expensive for the return I got long term? Look, I'll tell you what's expensive. Saying to yourself, oh, I can't afford it right now. Christmas is coming up. I need to buy gifts. Or whatever holiday seasons come up, somebody's birthday, whatever. Right now, it's even more expensive to not invest in yourself right now to create more lasting freedom. Okay? And those are the reasons why. If you didn't sign up right now, that's why. That's exactly why. So let me tell you straight up, I'm nothing special. I'm not good at technical stuff. I personally don't know how to drive traffic using Facebook advertising, okay? Like, I hire people. That's what I do. And I spent over 5 years of trial and error to discover these secrets that I am going to just give you today for a small investment. Now, here's the truth. You can spend countless hours trying to do it the hard way, and that's fine. If you want to keep doing it the hard way, that's okay. You can do it the hard way. But again, that's totally up to you. And again, I'm nothing special. I'm nobody special. I'm just a regular guy like you who figured out a system and makes it work for me. Now, look, I want to say thank you for attending. We had a lot of people attend this webinar, and for all you guys who attended, I definitely want to thank you for staying here to the end, okay? Because I did promise you a couple cool things, and what I want to do is I want to ask you a question, all right? I want to ask you a question. Right now, are you selling high-ticket offers and services? Let me know. Type yes into the chat box. Let me know. Are you selling your own high-ticket offers and services? Okay, we got no. Okay, Steve says no. Greg says no. Sarah says no. Sam says no. Okay, cool. Listen. That's perfectly fine. But tell me this, right? With what you're selling, okay, with what you're selling, what is the price point that you're selling it for? Because we got, okay, Jimmy's selling his own product. What is the price point that you're selling your own product for? Let me know, please. Let me know. Okay, so this is a low ticket product. Okay, got it. So after watching this webinar, let me know, does it make more sense for you to start selling your own high ticket offers and services? And by the way, this picture that you see right now, this is actually a picture of me standing over Guatapay, okay? So right now, does it make sense to you to start selling your own high ticket offers and services? Okay, we got yes, 111. Yes, it makes sense. Okay, Jimmy says I have my own program, $97 to $3,000. Excellent work. Good stuff. Real estate coaching. Good stuff. Excellent. Awesome stuff. Awesome. 1111. Yes. Okay. Great. So, and that was my whole goal. I wanted to make sure that you see exactly how to sell your own high ticket offers and services. Okay. And I'm happy that we got that across. Now, I do want to say thank you for attending. I really do appreciate it. And one more time, I just want to let you know exactly what you get, okay, when you get started inside of the High Ticket Freedom Mission, okay? First is the Fast Start High Ticket Strategy. And again, this is a $1,497 value. You get the Deep Persuasion Script, okay? This is a $997 value, okay? And of course, you get Paid Traffic Mastery, which is a $2,997 value. You get High Ticket Funnel Mastery, which is a $3,500 value. You get bonus number 1, which is Millionaire Secrets. Okay, you learn the secrets of the millionaires that I've interviewed and had them spill the beans on how they've created multiple successful multi-million-dollar online marketing companies. This is a $1,997 value. You get bonus number 2, which is outsourcing, hiring, and more. And this is a $997 value. And you get bonus number 3, which is a done-for-you high-ticket program, if you don't have your own, of course. And this is a $1,997 value. And the total value of all of this is $13,982, okay? And you're getting that for a steal deal today. And so look, for the first 10 people, I'm going to give away something that's pure ninja. Now, in my career, I've worked with several clients from multi-million-dollar companies. One of my clients, she was actually the chief global packaging purchaser for Procter & Gamble. And she managed over, I think it was like $20 billion. She managed over $20 billion in her career. So I'm sitting here with this billion-dollar woman, and I'm advising her on how to create an online marketing campaign. Now, cool thing was the campaign we created, it actually went viral. She created a challenge. And, they got the freaking, they had the ice bucket challenge, all these challenges. Well, we came up with the idea, create a challenge. Simple. Well, her challenge ended up going viral. She attracted some celebrities such as Mario, he's a rap star, and a bunch of other celebrities. And the cool thing was these celebrities were so inspired by her and her challenge, she started a record label. She started a freaking audio production company, outside of what she was doing herself, and now she's succeeding with that. So what I'm going to do is this, okay? I'm going to take a look at your business. I'm going to look at exactly what you're doing. I'm going to look at your websites, how you're doing it, how you're modeling it, how you're structuring it. And I'm going to give you consulting on exactly what to do in order to double your income, triple your income, add more value to your business, and take it to the next level. And again, this is only for the first 10 people. So if you are one of the first 10 people to get started right now, you will get a one-on-one session with me where I will look inside your business and tell you exactly what to do. Okay? And again, this is pure ninja, right? So get started today, right now. Okay? Go to highticketfreedom.com/go. Okay, /go. And look, if you still got questions, okay, maybe some of you right now, you got questions, you're on the fence about getting started, and you want to get these questions answered. All you got to do is go to highticketfreedom.com/go. Okay, sorry, /question. I'm looking at it up top. highticketfreedom.com/question, and schedule your time to speak with us. And we will answer your question, and we will get you started. Okay? We will get you started. So, do we have any questions right now? We got a lot of people still here hanging out on the call. Do you have any questions right now you'd like me to answer? Let me know right now. Type yes to the chat box. Okay, so Jared's got a question. Okay, so with Jared's question, will this work for any niche? Very simple. Jared, yes, this will work for any niche. Now, the key is you got to have something on the other end to deliver for people. And you don't have to be an expert. You don't have to be like a super credible person. You just have to know how to get people results. That's it. That's basically it. Okay? So now, without further ado, what I would like to do, because we still got a bunch of people here hanging out on this call, I'm actually going to disconnect my microphone, and so that way I can actually give you a quick little look at a Zoom. Okay, so let me actually also turn on this webcam. Got a bunch of freaking cords here. Let me turn on this webcam so I can show you. Just give you a quick little tour of how I'm actually living out here in Medellin, Colombia. And let me know if you can see my screen. Okay, 1 second. Let me activate the other camera. Webcam. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so we got the professional webcam right here, but I don't know why this isn't working. Let me just double check. Okay, so I'll just use this for now. If you can see me, let me know. Type yes into the chat box if you can see me a-okay. Yeah, yes, 1 1. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a quick tour of the place, just so that way you can see me a-okay. You see behind me, I got the wine glass right there behind my head. Okay, yes, I can see you. Cool. All right, so first, this is like my little living room area right here. As you can see, that's where I get a lot of work done. Make sure to turn on these lights so you can have a better view. So first, I kind of just walk you through the kitchen. The internet signal gets a little weak back here, but I will show you this and how it looks. So this is the kitchen area. That's where it goes down at. I'm a pretty good chef. Come out here, just cook a little bit. It's pretty cool. The connection may get a little weak over here, so I'll just kind of show you this quick. There's a sauna back here. So if you can see this room, I'll just take you through real quick before the signal loses itself. This is a sauna, it's a steam room. Come in there and steam yourself up. It's pretty cool. Again, the signal's gonna get weak. This is a view from the kitchen. Maybe you can see that, maybe you can't, it's real dark, but the view is absolutely beautiful. Okay, so again, the Wi-Fi signal gets weak over there. So if you can see me, just type yes into the chat box. Let me know that you can see me a-okay. Okay, we got good. You can see me a-okay. So this is a living room. This is one section of it. It's very relaxing. I mean, the view is absolutely stunning. I'll take you here to take a look outside the window. Slide this out, and man, this view in the daytime is just absolutely beautiful. If you can see that, I mean, the city is surrounded by mountains, so it's absolutely stunning out here. Truly beautiful. So this is the second part of the living room. As you can see, this it's more of the entertainment side. You see, we got the nice little flat screen right here. We got this beautiful painting, gives it a nice ambiance. We got the leather couches. This is a pull-out bed, so if you want to come stay with your boy for a little bit, there you go. And then right here we got the second bathroom. This is like the guest bathroom. Okay. Here we got the the guest bedroom. Got my friend standing there. We won't go in there and disturb a friend right now. This is the master bedroom. This is where the magic happens. My mom's probably watching this, so not really magic that happen. Then we got a nice walk-in closet here. So you can see we got the nice walk-in closet right here. It's pretty cool. Then we got the bathroom. We got, nice little shower. Marble countertop, nice. We got the mirror right there. There we go. And this is one of my favorite things about this place. We got the nice little entertainment system set up right here in front of the bed. And what's beautiful about this bedroom, man, I wake up, leave the window open, and bam, I step right out and look at this, man. I got my own nice little private balcony right here. Now, I may be losing signal because, again, the Wi-Fi gets weak when I step out. But, man, in the daytime, it is such an amazing view. I mean, it is absolutely incredible. And literally this comes because I've created freedom by leveraging high-ticket offers and services. So I want you to get started so that way you can create freedom for yourself with, high-ticket offers and services, man. This is it. And it's absolutely stunning. I'm going to go enjoy this view. I'm going to go enjoy Medellin. So sit back here, baby, sit down. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. So listen, I want to thank you again for watching. I want to thank you for hanging out with me. Hope you really enjoyed this. If you got questions, feel free to reach out. And for those of you who got started, congratulations for getting started. And that's it, baby. That's it for today's webinar. So I hope you enjoyed this. Feel free to reach out to me at any time. Follow me on Facebook. Respond to me by email and schedule your time to speak with me if you got questions. All right. So that's it for today's webinar. We're going to be signing out. We don't have any more questions. So that is it, ladies and gentlemen. But before we go, I want you to take care and make the rest of your life the best of your life. So it has been your most trusted online marketing advisor, Michael Baptiste. I will talk to you next time. Have a great night. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody out there. And talk to you soon. Take care. Peace.